The world. The world seems to be falling apart, and I'm not talking about the planet itself, but every beat of every aching heart, when you perceive through the eyes of every individual self. We've lost a sense of wealth, not economic or material, that's never been healthier, never been more immaterial. I mean the wealth that comes with valuing self, not egotistical, but that deep down sense of who we are, the soul buried under battle scars, under mounds of regret and self-inflicted suffering, beating ourselves up for being and then hating ourselves for feeling, without understanding or buffering, all just muddling through. This world, this world is sad. I feel the hurt flowing like lava through its core. I can feel each lost, lonely self not really knowing what we're living for. So disconnected from self, from other selves, from the world. Waking up each day becomes a chore, the first do on a long to-do list, filled with actions we do not want to take, taking steps in directions we do not want to make. Once we're there, not wanting it anymore. So we sit down, cross-legged in the middle of a barren landscape, because we don't know where else to go, like a child, our child trapped inside, wanting to grow, but we don't know how, so we fight the world. The world. The world is in pain. Instructions never came for knowing how to let go. So we hide it away, deep within us, like lava flowing through our core, until there's so much so that we can't physically hold on to anymore. We shut down, we implode, we explode, we turn around and go back the way we came, or we sit down thinking we should never have stood up in the first place. But we do stand. You stand. I stand. Because the show goes on, and there's a puzzle to solve, as we try to figure out where we are, who we are, what we are, why we are. Why there are so many roads and they all look like they're closed. All these broken homes, the broken hope of birds with broken wings, laying their bodies down, damaged and giving in, losing control, giving it up, throwing down the boxing gloves, turning their humanity off because they've simply had enough. But this world doesn't have to be this way. We all have a decision that only each individual self can make, to be chained or to be free, to run away or to be the best that we can be, to let it all just be and be okay with that, to trust the fact that we can never know a future that doesn't yet exist, to take a risk and just relax, to breathe in the present moment, to reside in the now, not asking why, not wondering how, not anxious that we are here and not there, living in fear and imprisoned by what we think is fair and unfair. This shouldn't be me. This isn't where I was supposed to be, so now I won't care. It's easier that way, and I can cope for another day, just surviving, not living, only taking, never giving. This world? Since when did this world become so cold? Only the atmosphere is warming, and our hearts are in mourning for a time before everything arrived with a warning sticker glued to the side. Children smoking and drinking liquor in the street, a slowing pulse, an absent heartbeat, an icy tide working against mankind, instead of a gentle word or greeting, averted eyes, and feet up on the seat so you can't sit down opposite your fellow human being. When did we become so cold? Because this world should be kind, but we are all struggling blind, desperately needing compassion, a renewable resource that's gone out of fashion. Instead we are fracking. We're fracking the earth, fracking our home, fracking our hearts, and we're fracking our souls. And for what? To let fear beat us every day? To live this one life spending each moment wishing our one lives away? But we can change. We can be kinder to ourselves, kinder to each other, to our fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, our family and friends, to the poor man without a house, the rich man without a spouse. We are all without, yet we all have so much. But we don't see that, too preoccupied with what we want rather than appreciating what we've got, ignoring what remains so we can wallow in all we've lost. Oh, this world. We need to be an accepting world, amending what and where we can and accepting all we can't, reconnecting with our gut, our instinct, our intuition, our heart, so we can learn what's for change and what's not, building a bridge with our true self in support of all we are, learning to love our wild self, allowing time to heal all of our scars, not pretending to, not just saying it's so, but actually truly believing it, bringing it into existence, falling back in love with you, with me, so that love can encompass unity. We need to listen. And then this world, our world, can be a prosperous world, a peaceful world, a playful world, an appealing world, a paradise world amongst a million other worlds we could imagine. A world full of valued beings who value that we're living, reveling in every second as we live it, being who we want to be, doing what we want to do, feeling okay with what we feel when we feel it, and standing in strength beside truth. Because that is the only thing we can do, and that is the only way through. The light isn't at the end of the tunnel, the light is within you. We carry the light inside, only sometimes we forget or don't realize. We don't see, for it is masked by the reality we fight or try to hide from, and it's hard. But the light will guide us through the tunnel of dark, and the joy and love and life we'll feel will be worth every single scar. And when we look for those scars, we'll realize they've healed, and we won't be able to quite describe how we did it, but we did. It was all us. It just takes a touch of trust, and that's down to you and me, to pull the edges together and butterfly stitch the seams until they're one, and we're not falling apart. And we see this one and only home, our one and only heart. It is a good world, our world, and there is a chance. There is a chance for a good world while there's even just one last beat left in the last loving heart.